The Janes were a collection of women who offered abortion services at a time before Roe v. Wade.
And they're put into a criminal position because there's no support in the medical establishment for this kind of procedure.
And yet was a service that was necessary and needed. And so if they could do it well themselves, they wouldn't have to rely on skeezy men.
Thank God that they came into existence and took care of each other, since no one was taking care of women.
We are always excited about our guests, but we are particularly excited about our next guest. It's actor, director, producer, movie star Elizabeth Banks. She starred in TV shows and movies. You know, we're talking Hunger Games, Pitch Perfect, Modern Family, and her new movie is called Call Jane, which she plays a 1960s housewife named Joy who faces a life-threatening pregnancy. Joy connects with an underground group of women who work to provide abortions before Roe v. Wade was decided. It's a movie inspired by a real-life group based in Chicago. And in the clip you're about to see, Joy promises to teach the women everything that she has learned about performing abortions.
I'm going to teach you. Anybody who wants to learn. And I'll stay as long as it takes to make you as good as anyone can be. And then I'm going to leave you to it. I will raise as much money as I can to keep you going, to keep you safe. Because that's what I can do for you. In return for all that you have done for me. And as it turns out, I know plenty of stuffed shirts with money. Okay?
And Elizabeth Banks joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
The movie is a triumph.
Thank you so much.
It really is.
It's a drama that brings you back to historical reality.
Yeah.
How much of that reality did you know existed? Did you know this group existed? And what drew you to the project?
Honestly, I did not know about the Janes before I read the script. I read the script about 3 years ago now. You know, we planned to make the film before the pandemic. And before, obviously, the Dobbs decision from this summer that overturned Roe v. Wade. So for me, when I first read it, I just thought, oh, this will be such a great way to honor a little piece of history of these very revolutionary women in Chicago who pre-Roe, provided really caring and safe abortion care at a time when so many women put themselves in very dangerous, desperate situations in order to not be pregnant. And obviously, with Dobbs, we, in so many places in America, are getting back to that moment, and there are real Janes everywhere now.
Everywhere. You know? It's almost eerie to me and surreal that it's happening at this particular time while it's so relevant for women today. How do you hope the movie will be received? What do you want people to be the takeaway? Because I'd never heard of it either, and I thought, oh, what a nice piece of history. And now we're looking at it's staring us in the face, and it's scary.
Yeah, now it's recent history.
Yes.
We really de-politicized abortion health care in the film as much as possible, really tried to recenter it as the health care that it is. My character, I think, is really relatable. Joy is a woman who never thinks she'll have to seek out abortion health care, is pretty judgmental of people who do, and really opens up. This experience opens up a greater sense of her empathy, I think, and her ability to have a better understanding of a path that people walk, whether you're going to walk it or not. And I think for me, that's what I want people to take away from the movie.
The experience was horrible because the doctor was such a jerk. He was so cold. So you go from someone who's laying on that gurney with him not caring about what you were going through, to then performing the abortion.
Yeah, that was real. That really happened. The women. One of the things I love about the film, too, is I think there's a big mythology around abortion health care, is that it's really scary and you might die. I mean, there's literally activists that yell that at women who are going into clinics. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is that an abortion is safer than most dental experiences. It's safer than a colonoscopy.
In the movie, they describe it as like scooping out pumpkin seeds.
Okay.
I mean, that's a good example.
Well, now you take 2 pills at home. Yeah. So it can be self-managed at home for most American women who are going to seek it.
But that line underscores an important point. You depoliticize abortion in the movie, but you don't shy away from the act and from the repercussions.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. Was that a tough decision? I mean, one of the key scenes is your character undergoing the procedure.
Mm-hmm. I think it was important. We didn't want to shy away from it. Our director, Phyllis Naj, who handled the material so beautifully, really wanted to present, I think, the experience for women who were at a time when they had to rely on men for their care. And, that's kind of new history. For thousands of years, women took care of reproductive health, whether it was pregnancy and childbirth and midwifery and all of that. And, we've really gotten away from that for a long time now. We've allowed men into that room. Yeah. And even with the abortion bans, it's like, I don't want to be in the doctor's office talking about planning my family with my husband, my doctor, and like Lindsey Graham? Yeah. Who else is in the room?
Right,
you know what I mean?
You've mentioned the word conversation plenty of times, and you've had conversations with your sons about sex, and very openly. It's one of the toughest things to do when you have teenager, even I have a 12-year-old girl. Yeah. Why do you think it's important to be honest and not shy away?
Well, I think it's interesting that you say it's difficult, because to me, that is the key right there. Why is it hard for us in our generation? What shame are we carrying that it's so hard for us to say to our kids, to talk about their bodies, sexuality, sex, which is like everyone's gonna have sex at some point.
We're also a reflection. We're also a reflection of our upbringings too. You know, so we're just passing on what we were learning.
And we are living in a society where shame and stigma surround these issues so much that a lot of lies get told to people. I mean, especially young people, and it presents sex as like scary, and you're going to get STDs, and you're all going to get pregnant, and you should only wait until you're married. It's not people's lived reality, right? Yeah. Like, it wasn't my lived reality. Right. Like, I hate to tell you, but I had sex before I was married.
Yes.
And, and I'm
like... You tramp?
And that's the other problem.
That was it, yes.
Right? So shame and stigma. That's it. Like, if you're doing anything outside, but that's just not people's lived reality. And everyone knows it. Yeah. And we don't want that for our kids. I want my kids to grow up, have safe, healthy relationships with their partners. Yeah. That's it. And I want them to treat women respectfully forever.
Of course.
So, and I want them to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I want them to have fun.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. 99% of the sex I have was not to make babies.
Right.
It was just to be fun and be intimate.
It's called pleasure.
Yeah. Pleasure.
It's like working out, just getting reps.
The producers are like, Donna's like, we gotta go.
Elizabeth Banks, thank you so much. Now, Call Jane is an absolutely great film. It hits theaters on Friday. You are the best, and one of the best in the business. I seriously mean that. But